If you want to know the difference between an attractive guy versus an unattractive guy, there are some very clear differences. Okay, so I'm going to go over those on this video. Now, the reason why I have 5 is because I've really found that there are 5 distinct things that really stick out, and these are things that I've gathered from just working with clients and seeing what they're doing, hearing what they're doing, things that I used to do, and gathering all this and also seeing what works and then presenting you the opposite, right? So I know what works and what's attractive, and so do you if you've been watching a lot of the videos on this channel, but then there's a set of things that are the opposite of that. So let's go into those right now. One thing, and I see this all the time, I know I mention this a lot on this channel, so you might be like, Tripp, I've heard this a billion times, but it's really hard not to always say this one because I see it so much and I'm almost thinking like I'm not really like getting to you, like really, getting you to understand this. And so it's the idea of texting too much. A lot of guys, and I know this is happening now because of what's happening in the world and a lot of our communication is going on through text and not necessarily in person, but there is a lot of opportunity to text a lot, so we take that opportunity, but really it ends up hurting you because at the end of the day, first of all, attraction happens when you're in person. So I don't want you to think that texting is going to be the thing that's going to get her attracted to you, because at the end of the day, that's not how it works. We're not wired yet to be attracted over text. Okay, we're talking about biology and evolution that has really set the standard right now for what works, and we haven't had phones for thousands of years. So attraction happens when you're experiencing someone in person. But either way, texting too much shows that you don't have a life, shows that you're needy, and it makes you too available, which doesn't get her to chase you. So if you're texting too much, and if you're like, well, what's texting too much? Is that 1 text a day? Is that 5 texts a day? Is that texting 3 times per week? Like, what's the number? Don't think about it so much in terms of number. Think about it as in, what is texting used for? Texting shouldn't be used to chit chat and get to know each other and try to build attraction. It should be just used to be able to get the date, meet up with them, and use it as a logistical tool. Now, yes, you are going to be texting a little bit. Like, for example, let's say you end up setting a date, but she's like, oh, I'm super busy, so you don't end up seeing her for like 7 to 10 days. I don't think it's the worst idea sometime once in between the 7 to 10 days to text her and just say something that you're up to, or just kind of start a very, very small chit chat, just so she's not completely like, who is this guy? I talked to him so long ago. Now I have a date with this guy and it's been over a week and a half. So you kind of put that in there to have her be reminded of you, but that's only if you guys have set a date. Okay, so make sure that that's what you're using texting for. All right, let's go into the second one. The second thing that guys do that is very unattractive is they don't have their own opinions, and they're very agreeable, and they just adapt and are kind of like this chameleon to the people and the women that they're talking to. So that means that you're just kind of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just be like this person, agree with them, like what they like, dislike what they dislike, and not really share your likes, your dislikes, the things that you agree with. Because at the end of the day, if you're a guy who's watching this and you are looking for a relationship, you don't want to just agree with everything that the woman says or disagree. That might be something very crucial to your values or her values, whether it's political or something religious or whatever it may be. So you want to make sure that you're really getting to know someone and they're really getting to know you, or else you're just wasting your time. But either way, even if you're not looking for a relationship and just for hooking up in casual purposes, being that guy who's just going to agree and never share your own opinion, your own thoughts, and be your own person is going to hurt you, because you're not going to be unique. They're going to see that you're being nice guy, agreeable, people pleaser, and it's going to work against you, okay? So make sure that you are having your own opinions, you're expressing them, you're talking about the things that you want to be talking about that you like. I call this entertainment, by the way, in my TED system, which is in my Hooked program, right? So that's very important. And so it's very just crucial that you are overall making sure that you're going into every conversation, every date, every interaction, having your own opinions, and at least having some. Having no friends, I get it. Okay, I am very sympathetic and empathetic to the guys who are like, Tripp, I have no friends. Like, I feel bad for you, right? But I gotta be honest with you, it's not attractive. It says something about you. You got to understand that when it comes to this whole idea of attraction, a woman wants to know that she is with a guy who is surrounding himself in some sort of community. He's part of society. She's not really attracted to a loner. She needs a little bit more proof, we call this social proof, that people like you. It's like this whole trust issue. Women know that if they can trust you, then they can be attracted to you, okay? So you got to make sure that you do have a solid group of friends and that you are hanging around people and you are in some sort of community. Because if you're not, it's not attractive. It's saying that you are all alone. It's not really saying that you're part of society. And by the way, you should have friends anyways because it's good for your self-esteem. It's good for keeping busy so you're not so needy with the girl that you eventually meet. Trust me, you don't want to meet a girl, have 0 friends, and be completely needy for her. This is something I did a long time ago. When I was moving to Los Angeles, I'm in Chicago now, but when I moved to Los Angeles from Chicago in my very early 20s, I didn't have many friends because all my friends were in Chicago. So I only had a couple of people that I hung out with. And I found that when I would date someone, I became a little bit more needy because I was alone. I was lonely. If I wasn't around my friends, then I would have nobody. So then if I was just with the girl, that's almost all that I would have. So you got to make sure you have options, you have friends. It's good for you. It's good for attraction. Similar to this concept, adjacent, is this idea of not having anything going on in your life, okay? So a lot of guys who are watching this video might not have things going on in their life. Maybe they don't have a job. Maybe they dropped out of school. Maybe they're just very unhappy with their job. Again, I said adjacent, right? So maybe you don't have any friends. You don't have any hobbies. You don't have things going on. That doesn't say to the woman that you're going somewhere, okay? So something I heard from another dating coach, I thought this was very interesting, and I really agree with it, is this idea that women are attracted to men who are on a rocket ship, okay? So where's a rocket ship going? It's going up. It's projecting upwards. It's going somewhere. And women want to be part of that. And by the way, it doesn't have to be some crazy celebrity lifestyle, although that is like the top tier, right? Of course, if you're a celebrity of things going on, that's very attractive to a woman because that person's doing things, he's got status, he's going somewhere. But you don't have to be at that high status for attraction, but you can't be just sitting on your couch, doing nothing, no goals, no hobbies, no friends, doing absolutely 0. You have to have something going on. It doesn't even matter if she cares what it is. Like, it doesn't matter if it's something with your job. Like, if it's something with your job, great. If it's something with your hobbies, great. If it's something that you're planning or working on, great. It just shows that you're busy, you're effective, you're doing something. It's very masculine, it's very attractive, and it's going to keep you also not needy, which is the main point of all this. If you're doing something with your life, you're not going to be needy for her, and that means you're going to be busy, and that means it's going to get her to chase you. And you're not going to be sitting around texting all day, right? Back to number 1. Here's another one, and I know this is counterintuitive, is dating other women, okay? If you're not dating other women, this is unattractive. I know that seems crazy because you might think, well, Tripp, a woman who's dating you is not going to want you to date other women. Yes, that is true, technically, and they'll say that, but it's also unattractive. If you're not dating other women, okay, I'm not saying cheating, okay, I'm saying like in the very beginning of the dating process, if you're not seeing other women, dating other women, this is going to be unattractive. Why? Again, back to the biggest concept of neediness, is if you're only dating one person, you're going to be needy for them. Also, you're going to be wasting a lot of time because you're going from one girl to the next girl to the next girl, and that is unnecessary. You can be dating multiple girls at once because it's not going to work out with every single woman. And you don't have to tell her you're dating other women, but you should just be doing it anyways. It's going to come off like you are because you're not going to be always available, and she might even ask you, and you'll say yes. That's right. You're going to be honest with her, and you're going to say yes. Most guys will lie and say, no, I'm not dating other women because then they're afraid that that girl is going to leave because she's going to be too jealous or upset. But no, they actually become more attracted to you. Now, I'm not saying this to play games, mess with women, and manipulate them. Really, again, you should be dating multiple women because you don't know what's going to happen yet. You have no idea if it's going to work out with one. I was just working with a client, and he's dating a girl. And it did not work out with her. And he told me that he's kind of like a one-woman guy and yada yada, and he really sees this going somewhere because the first dates were awesome. But then it just ended because that's what happens. It doesn't last with every single girl that you meet. So you got to make sure that you have options. I'm curious, and I want to hear from you. Write a comment down below. Also, press like on the video if this helped you. But write a comment down below and tell me if there's any other unattractive traits that you have seen. And I know that guys are going to mess around and say unattractive, broke, ugly, no status, but that's not true. There's a lot of guys who are not actually very good looking and don't have any money, and they still get girlfriends and hot girls all the time. So be honest, write down another one that you think. I'm curious to hear, and I'll be in the comments down below as well. I'll see you in the next video.